So right here is my little friend. It's a Z camera. So this is gonna be my honest opinion about it. Today is my first day using it, so I will be sharing everything and showing you video examples of how this camera does. Now, first things first, this camera, the Z camera, is, as you can see, it's fairly small, and kind of put in perspective with a GoPro, it's about twice as heavy, give or take, and it's about twice as big, maybe slightly bigger than twice as big. And the advantage that the Z camera has, from everything I've seen, is that it has interchangeable lenses, or you can put interchangeable lenses on it. So we ordered a Olympus lens. So now I can do rack focusing and everything on a super small camera. And yes, this is a 4K camera. This also, the GoPro 4, is a 4K camera. So we'll be doing the footage all in 4K. Now the other thing too, I was just testing this out earlier, is I can do everything from the screen, but I can also control it from my phone. And the thing that I was stoked on from a filmmaker that's used to shooting on the Red camera is I can actually pull focus with my phone, where I can touch any object that this camera is seeing all in real time, and it's gonna rack focus directly to that. Let's put this camera to this test and see how it does. Here we go. Camera's right here. Power button, boom. Camera is booting up, and then the app I am going to open up on I'm using an iPhone is what I use, and the app right here, Zcam. You can control Z camera by Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connection. Now let me just make sure I connect it right now through the settings. So I just clicked it just now, it's already synced to it, and I am opening up the app, and let's see if it actually works right away. My experience, and actually it worked instantly. Now GoPro, I always struggle like way too much, and I always get frustrated because it takes forever to sync. And this looks like it's about a quarter of a second lag, give or take. It has a setting where I can manually focus with up and down arrows. So right now I have the bottle in focus, the water droplets you can see. Once again, 4K, 24 frames per second. I'm going to keep on tapping, and it's slowly zooming into our Sackboy right there. So click back, rocking focus. And then if I want to go to the extremes, I just click this one and it goes back or forth to the other ones. So it's all right there in the touch of my fingertips. So it has several different ways of pulling focus. Here I can set my A and my B point as well, and it'll do that. And you have other settings such as f-stop. You have 3.5, I can go all the way to f22, that's gonna make it much darker. And then I have it so it's automatically adjust the ISO. But this is now, as you can see, it has a lot more in focus because I'm shooting at a much higher f-stop. Go back to 3f5, and there's a better shallow depth of field. Sackboy is significantly more shallow. There's also a setting in the camera where I can adjust manually focus with the lens how you traditionally would as well. So I'm racking focus from the bottle to our friend Sackboy, just like that. So you're gonna get an idea, and I'm doing all this handheld. Now I'm gonna zoom into Sackboy's face, and you can see the depth of field is actually really awesome. And then once again, I can change all of that within the settings of the actual camera. So let's just say I want everything significantly more in focus. I'm going to hit aperture. I have it set right now to f5. I'm set to f22. I have it on auto ISO, but you can see everything is a lot more in focus at this point because of that change, just like that. This sensor is the same sensor that is on the GH4, the newest, latest version right here. So we actually own a GH4 camera. This is a lens for the GH4. I'm gonna now hook it to this camera. I can figure out how to put on the lens. Now, the joys of interchangeable lenses. So the lens we have right here was a 14-42. And then the other lens that we have right here is a 7-14, which is a wide angle lens, 7mm. So now you can see, I'm going to zoom all the way out. And now I get a lot closer, completely different perspective. People are always asking like, what's a good middle range camera? From my own experience in the last couple hours, I can't give you a full honest opinion yet, but from my experience so far, this is a great camera for cinematic shots because you can put interchangeable lenses on it. You're gonna need a mic hooked to this though, if you want to get good sounds. So you're gonna have to do that anyways for any professional, semi-professional camera. For me personally, I would use this for a lot of places. I can't stick our big red Dragon camera. And you could even use this as a second camera to get a lot of angles that you normally couldn't get. And then as far as like people do prank channels all over YouTube, like this is the perfect camera, I feel, for that you can shoot 4K. I just showed you a little bit of us experimenting with this camera. I still do not know everything about this. I'm not gonna pretend I know everything about it, but I wanted to give you an inside look as far as what this camera is. And we like being on the verge of cool technology, and we love sharing that to the rest of the world. But we're gonna push this camera and see everything we can get out of this camera, and in a couple weeks from now, we'll go back to this camera and then we'll let you know all the different tests that we have done and what we think about it overall. I knew nothing about this camera several weeks ago, if I'm being completely honest with you, but they just said it's gonna be awesome for the kind of content you do. And as you know, we're all about getting cameras in places they normally shouldn't go and getting angles no one's ever seen before within the action cam world. So this is perfect for what we're doing. It's less than $700. If you are interested in this, once again, this is not sponsored, but I want to give you as much information as possible. I'll have a link down below, and I'll have a link to their website where you can find out more information from the actual source. But from my own experience, it did take me a couple meaning like 20 minutes to kind of get a good feel for this as far as how to work the different settings, but it is all right there. You have your phone you can control everything from, or you can control everything from here. This is not a touch screen though, so if you want to actually pull focus with something, you can actually use your phone for that, but not this screen right here, because this is not a touch screen. So that is my thoughts so far on the Z camera. Awesome camera, and then in a couple of weeks from now, we'll be actually putting this to the test fully on our own videos as practical as we can and let you know. And they told us this shines especially in low light. We haven't tested that yet, but it's supposed to be amazing. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe. I would love to know what you guys want to see next on these videos on this channel. We've kind of changed the format. We're releasing almost every day, if not every day. And we just want to create content that is informative, but also kind of show you an inside look as far as what we do as filmmakers and that whole process. So let us know down below in the comments what you want to see next. Thanks so much for watching. Over and out.